Hi students. So in this class I am going to start vector algebra. Clear? So in this vector algebra we are going to study some common things that we are going to involve with in our day-to-day life. See, for example, if one of your friend asks you, what is your height? Here height is quantity. Then if we go on understanding about that quantity, you go on studying that particular subject. Clear? So if some friend or one of your friend asks, what is your height? Height is one of the quantity. You can say 5 feet, or you can say 153 centimeters, or you can say 160 centimeters, or you can say 6 feet. This is all the quantity. Clear? That means that is your height. 5 feet is your height, 6 feet is your height, so on. Clear? So while playing in the ground, clear, while playing in the ground, if you are playing a football or if you are playing a hockey of that type of games, you have to pass one ball from your side to another player or your another friend. Clear? So again there you have to think how much force you need to put on that particular ball to go through your friend. Clear? So this is all some basic things which we involve with in our day-to-day life. So that we are going to study in this vector algebra concept. Clear? See, first height. Height is just, it is a magnitude. There is no direction. But in the second case, whenever you are passing the ball from one player to another player, here you involve with magnitude and direction both. For example, if X player is having the ball, if he is going to pass the ball for Y player, his direction is from X to Y. See here, direction is from X to Y, and for that particular ball he is going to apply some force. Clear? So force will be the magnitude, X to Y will be the direction. In this case the quantity will be vector. Clear? That means there are two physical quantities, one is scalar quantity, another one is vector quantity. Scalar quantity means it has only magnitude. Scalar means it has only magnitude. For example, you can also take distance. For example, from Bagalkot to Bangalore, what is the distance? That is scalar quantity. Here the direction is not involved. See, you can go through any route. Clear? The distance is 600 kilometers or 596 kilometers of that kind. Clear? Next, mass. Mass is also scalar quantity. Next, temperature of the room is also scalar quantity. Next, if you come to vector, here displacement, velocity, acceleration, these all are vector quantities. Weight, that is also vector quantity. Weight is due to your gravity. Clear? Next, if you come for scalar and vector, you must understand that scalar has only magnitude, vector has both direction and magnitude. Clear, students? So in this chapter we are going to study about this vector quantities and the mathematics or the algebra part of the mathematics which is going to involve with this type of vector quantities we are going to study. Clear? So from this I think you got a clear idea about what you are going to study in vector algebra. That means how it is different from scalar. Clear? Scalar means it's just a magnitude. Vector means it is having both magnitude and direction. Clear, students? So let us begin our chapter with examples of scalar and vector. Clear? Before that, let us go through the definition of scalar and vector. Again, before the definition, little more introduction of vector. Clear? See, I will take one line which is of n length, n meters or n centimeters of length. Clear? For this line, what I will do, I will make arrow mark. That means I am going to give a direction for this line. If I give a direction for this line, it is understood that this line has to move from A to B. This line has to move from A to B. Clear? Next, again what I will do, I will put this two dots on the line. That means I am going to consider only this much part of line. That means from A to B. Are you getting my point? First I was having an n length of line. That means n centimeters or n meters of line or n units of line. On that n units of line, what I am going to make, I am going to have an arrow from A to B, and I am going to restrict my line from A to B. That means this is my length. A to B is my length. A to B is my direction. That means you have magnitude. You have magnitude from A to B. Also you have direction. Also you have direction from A to B. From A to B. These two things has to involve in the physical quantity. Then only we say it is vector. Then only we say it is vector. So now what we shall do, we shall go through the definition of the vector and scalar, and we shall go through the examples of vectors and scalars. Clear? Okay. Okay students, now let us first see scalar. Scalar quantity. See, scalar quantity means the physical quantity, that has, okay, that is the physical quantity that has only magnitude, is called scalar quantity. Clear? For example, you can take height, length, distance, temperature, mass, so on. Clear? Height, length, distance, temperature and mass. Clear students? So scalar means which has only magnitude, that is called scalar. Now if you want to see vector, now let us go for vector. See, vector means the physical quantity, which has both magnitude and direction. That means magnitude must be also there and direction must be also there. If both magnitude and direction are present in that physical quantity, we say it is vector quantity. For example, see here, for example, I can take weight of you, weight, displacement, weight, displacement, velocity, acceleration, and so on. These are the examples of vector. So you can go through some more examples in your textbook for scalar and vector. So this much, one or two examples are enough in your exams to write with definition. Clear, students? So now you got the idea of vector and scalar with their definitions and example. So now let us move further with your vector. Clear? So let us study about this vector in our chapter vector algebra in detail. Clear? Okay, students. So in our vector algebra, we have number of definitions. That means this is a basics of your three-dimensional geometry. In the second year, vector algebra is a basics for your three-dimensional geometry. So that's why in this basic chapter, we go across with so many number of definitions. So that definitions you have to know very perfectly. If you know the definitions very perfectly, then you are going to build a strong foundation for your geometry part that you are going to study further. Clear? So for that's why let us study in detail of definitions that going to be involved in your vector algebra. Clear? So first let us see this position vector. What is position vector? Let us see. Here what happens? There will be a point P in space. There will be a point P in space. Now I want to study the position of this point P according to my origin O. Clear? If point P is in space, you have X, Y and Z as coordinates. You are going to have X, Y and Z as coordinates for this point P in space. Clear? So if I want to study the position of this point P with respect to O, that is origin, with the coordinates 0, 0, 0, as you all know origin will be 0, 0, here 3 dimension we take 0, 0, 0. Clear? So if you want to study the position of this point P which is having coordinates x, y, z with respect to O, here what we do, we draw an vector. Here we draw an vector from O to P. Here we draw a vector from O to P. This vector OP is called position vector of point P. Are you getting my point? That means there will be a point in space. If you want to study that point in space with respect to one another point, that is origin, you are going to draw a vector from O to P. That is going to be the vector OP. That is what called as position vector of point P with respect to O. Clear? So in words, if you want to write, how you are going to write? See here, P is the point in space. P is the point in space with coordinates x, y, z, with coordinates x, y, z. P is the point in space with coordinates x, y, z. Then vector OP is called position vector of point P, with respect to origin 0 comma 0 comma 0. Clear? So this is called your position vector OP. This is called your position vector OP. That means whenever you are going to study a point in space with coordinates x comma y comma z, whenever you are going to study a point in space with the coordinates x comma y comma z with respect to origin 0 comma 0 comma 0, you are going to draw a vector OP. That vector OP is called position vector of point P. See here, P is point in space with coordinates x comma y comma z. Then vector OP is called position vector of point P with respect to origin 0 comma 0 comma 0. You can extend this definition to where O is initial point, and P is final point, where O is initial point and P is final point, or you can call it as terminal point also. Clear? So this is how we are going to study the position vectors. Bro? Okay students, now let us move for the second definition, that is zero vector. Clear? So zero vector means what? See here, if I start my vector with initial point, and if I go my line, and again if I come to the same point where is my initial point. See, I start with my initial point, I cover some path, and I come at again the same initial point. That means my final point and the initial points are going to coincide. If the final point and the initial points are going to be coincide in the path of the vector, then it is called zero vector, or it is also called as null vector. Clear students? I can also draw it as like this circle, no problem. Clear? The final point and the initial point must be the same, then that vector is called as null vector or a zero vector. I can write it as like this. If I write like this, it is zero vector or null vector, because initial point and the final point both are same. Clear? I can write like this also. Are you getting my point? So here initial point and the final point both are same, so therefore it is an zero vector or null vector. Clear? So if you want to write it in words, we can write it as the vector which has the same initial and terminal point. Initial and terminal point. Terminal point is called zero vector or null vector. Zero vector or null vector. This is one way to write the definition of zero vector or null vector. Clear? Or also you can write, see the second one, vector which has or you can say in which the final point and initial point of the vectors or of the vector is same is called zero vector is called zero vector. Clear? Example you can write as like this. Clear? So if you write like this, it is called as zero vector or null vector. You can draw this diagram also. Clear? One point to note here, note about direction. About direction. Direction is in any way, or you can say that a zero vector has any direction. A zero vector has any direction. Please remember this. Zero vector has any direction. Zero vector has any direction. Zero vector has any direction. Clear? So this is what your zero vector or null vector. Clear? Zero vector or null vector means the terminal point and the initial point must coincide, or the vector in which initial point and the terminal points coincide are called as zero vector. Clear? Okay students. Next let us move for unit vector. Clear? Unit vector means a vector which is having magnitude as 1 unit. A vector which has magnitude as 1 unit is called unit vector. So how you are going to write it in words? The vector having magnitude, or you can also write it as the vector whose magnitude, the vector whose magnitude is 1 unit is called unit vector. Is called unit vector and denoted by a cap. Denoted by a cap. Clear? If vector A is unit vector, we will write it as a cap. I think you got my point. Clear? The vector having magnitude as 1 unit, the vector whose magnitude is 1 unit is called unit vector and it is denoted by a cap. Now let us go for co-initial vectors. Clear? So co-initial vectors means two or more vectors. See, two or more vectors having same initial point. Two or more vectors having same initial point is called co-initial vectors, or two or more vectors having the same initial point are called as co-initial vectors. That is, if this is the point P, which is initial point, from this initial point I have some number of vectors PA, PB, PC, PD and PE. All these vectors are starting with the same initial point, so that's why it is called as co-initial vectors, or that's why they are called as co-initial vectors. Clear? So here what you are going to write, the vectors or the two or more vectors, you can tell the two or more vectors, two or more vectors, having same initial point, are called Co-initial vectors. Co-initial vectors. Clear? So now you have understood some of the definitions. They are position vector, next zero vector or a null vector, unit vector, and co-initial vector. Clear, students? You also know what is scalar and what is vector. You go through your textbooks, there they have given more number of examples. First you go through the introduction. In the introduction today I have explained that in two ways: height of the friend and playing the football or hockey. Clear? These all things are included in your textbook. You read once more so that you will have more clarity about what I have explained. So then you go through the definitions where they have explained scalar and vector. Scalar means only magnitude, vector means both magnitude and scalar. You note down the examples which are in your textbooks. There are more number of examples in your textbook. You go through that. Next, position vector, I have given the notes. Next, zero vector, unit vector, and co-initial vectors. These all things please study once with your textbook. Clear, students? So that it will be very much clear which I have explained. Okay. Okay, students. So now let us go for the next definition, that is collinear vectors. See, here I will have one line. This is line L, and what I will do, I will draw some vectors. This is vector A, this is vector B, and this is vector C. Are you getting my point? So now from this what you can see, vector A, vector B, vector C, they are not in the same direction, because see, I will draw some more, that is vector D. See, vector D is in opposite direction to all of this, no problem. I will draw vector E also. That means I have A, B, C, D, E. These 5 vectors. Clear? So these 5 vectors are not in the same direction, are not with same magnitude. See, this is small, this is little bit more, this little bit more. Clear? The length of all 5 vectors are different. The direction of all 5 vectors are different. Clear? But one common thing is they are parallel to the same line. They are parallel to the same line L. Are you getting my point? So if they are parallel to the same line L, they are parallel to the same line L, then they are called as collinear vectors. That means two or more vectors which are parallel to the same line with irrespective of their magnitude and direction. Please understand this. Two or more vectors parallel to the same line irrespective of their direction and magnitude are called collinear vectors. See here, you have 5 vectors which are parallel to the same line irrespective of their directions and length. Clear? That means magnitude. But this condition is called what? Collinear vectors. In words, how you are going to write? Two or more vectors parallel to the same line and or parallel to the same line with irrespective of their direction and magnitude. Direction and magnitude are called collinear vectors. Clear students? So if you want to take the notes, pause my video, write down my notes, then you go on continuing with my video. Clear? So that's how you are going to get the notes of my particular classes. Clear students? So please make a note that whenever you are watching the video, please pause the video to write the notes. Then you can go on getting the notes of my classes. Clear? So now you understood what is collinear vectors. What are the collinear vectors? Collinear vectors means two or more vectors which are parallel to the same line. Two or more vectors which are parallel to the same line irrespective of their magnitude and direction, or you can say with respective of direction and magnitude are called as collinear vectors, Clear students? So make a note of my classes by pausing the video. If you have any doubts, you can WhatsApp me or you can ask in the comment boxes, no problem. So this is how you are going to continue in vector algebra class. Still there are some more of definitions I will explain in the next class. So before coming my next class, please go through my video in detail and you just make a notes of all my definitions and you go through your textbook once. There you can get more examples, there you can get more clarity of more definitions, so that you will be much more perfect. Clear students? So make perfect before coming to the next class of all definitions which I have explained. Clear? Let us continue in next class.